Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Welcome everyone, and welcome to new subscribers. Sorry, I had to adjust myself when my chair was falling off. Welcome to all of our subscribers. And I'm back with Joey Card Makers collaboration kit, Mountain Echoes, I think is what it's called. And it's the collaboration he did with Gayle Augustinelli. So I'm excited about that. And so I thought what I would do is make some fabric flips. Oh, can't think. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, or behind the camera, I should say. It's busy. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a bit. But so I just pulled out some fabric. I am going to make my super secret fabric flips, and if you haven't ever seen that, it's where there's a secret pocket to where you can put your super secrets in there. And so I pulled out some scraps from Kathy Holden's Curated in Color. Isn't that beautiful? Then this is a scrap from her Leather and Lace and Amazing Grace. It looks like leather tooling on leather. Leather tooling on leather. I'll set that aside. Then I just grabbed this piece, this scrap, and that's what I'll use as the base for this. So let's do that. And then what I did was and I have a little bit of different things in here we can use too. I'll put that over there. But I printed a couple of Joey's pictures. I had a goof up here. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But a couple of pictures on fabric, and I thought we would use those in the flips too. So basically, I'll just tell you how I did that. Is I took scrap fabric, and I kind of feel like I don't know if you can tell, it's very aged. I think it might have been from an old pillowcase. I'm not super sure. I don't know what I've gotten on there. Something from my iron probably. And I just ironed it on freezer paper. You know, just regular freezer paper that you get at the grocery store. I ironed it on, and then I ironed it on the back too to make it nice and sealed. Then what I did was I took I measured out 8.5 by 11. I did that twice, like that. Let's see if I can get my journals out of the way here. Set them right over here. I'm gonna have to measure them in just a little bit because remember I goofed up and made them kind of small. But anyways, so I did this. Drew a line to where I could cut the fabric. Very easy to cut with the paper on the back. And then this one was the first one that I did. And what I had done is I took, excuse the reach, double-sided tape. This is just from Dollar Tree. And I taped the copy paper. I used cardstock. On the cardstock, I just put a little piece here in every corner, and then I adhered this to that and ran it through my printer. Okay, well, I should have put more double-sided, and so then this one I did the same way, but here I left it for you. This is the cardstock, and that paper, that butcher paper, comes off of there very easily, so you could use it again and again. So I'm going to set that over here. So this one came out better, but what I did notice is on fabric, it shows it shows some lines sometimes. So I thought, well, gosh, I just cleaned my printer head. Is it because of the fabric, or does it need cleaned? And then I ran a copy, and the copy was totally fine. So I think it just has to do with the fabric and maybe the saturation I was using. Maybe I needed to adjust that saturation, but I'm still okay with it because this is going to be plenty to do what I want to do. And then I'll have some strips and different things. So I'm not super concerned about that. This one, I wanted to, I'm going to just cut while I'm deciding what to use. I wanted to use this little blue piece here. I thought that would be a pretty piece. And I think it's going to be easier to just leave the butcher paper on the back. Now I am using fabric scissors, and I really debated if I wanted to use my fabric scissors with the butcher paper on the back, but to be quite honest, it's not that much different than cutting through a pattern piece. You know, so when you lay your pattern out on your paper, or I'm sorry, on your fabric, and then you cut through it with your fabric scissors. At least I do that. Oops. Oh, you're kidding. I dropped it on the floor. Okay, hold on. This might take a minute to grab. Okay, I got it. All right. Scooch back in. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think the paper on the back is going to make it a lot easier to cut. Okay. So there's a little piece we can put in our fabric flip. And I thought this would be a good piece. I was kind of looking for ones that were long. This one would be nice too, but it really doesn't matter, you know, because the fabric flip, I think, is going to be big enough to accommodate some of these smaller ones. So I think I'm going to cut this lady out here, this prairie girl. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the almost summertime. It's been like summer here for sure. We've had so much rain, but today and yesterday we have had no rain, and it has been so hot. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to get this one here. It's been so hot. But I did make me some iced tea, and I went and sat on the porch just to listen to all the happenings outside, and it was delightful. It's been a busy week, so my, of course, grandchildren are out of school right now, and my youngest granddaughter came over to have a craft day, and she brought tie-dye to do. So I don't know if anyone's ever done that before, but I think I'll leave that one out too, just to see what we come up with. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. Tie-dyeing is super easy, but the setup and the rinsing and the washing and washing and washing, whew, took forever. And then we let it set overnight. Once we rolled them up, or she really rolled them up, and then she put rubber bands on them. Like we used to put string, but she used rubber bands, which I thought was much better. And then we did all this outside. Then she soaked them, you know, in the colors that she wanted. And now let's see. I want to measure each book. So this one I'd like to kind of go on one of these pages, so I need it to be under 4. So maybe a 3-inch, and then this one about 4.5. So maybe 3 inches and 4.5. So anyways, she came back over yesterday, and we, you know, unwound them. Super fun. Okay, 4.5. So we unwound them, and then sprayed them outside to get that dye out, and then washed them, and washed them forever. Like I think we did it for like an hour. I think I did that one too long. For like an hour and a half, I think we washed them. And then we dried them, and oh my gosh, they were so adorable. She did different folds for each one, and I gave her an old white towel. Something just doesn't seem right, but maybe it's my cutting. I gave her an old white towel to, you know, she could do, and she was so excited because they're going to be going to vacation, and she thought she could use it while she was on vacation. I also gave her an old white shirt of mine that I use as a pajama shirt, and oh my gosh, that thing is so spruced up. That's neat. And then here's a little bit of a sprig. Okay, now let's just see. And then I had the table out in the dining room all set up to stamp, stamp, stamp. So I think what I'm going to do is cut the sky off a little bit. I kind of feel like what I'm going to do is a little bit backwards because this is so long and I want it to be part of... I want you to be able to see it all. So I think what I'm going to do is... Well, I'll show you. I think I'm going to put this on top of the fabric flip. Unless I just use it as its own fabric flip. That's neat, isn't it? I'm going to peel this off. And there we go. So that'll be fun. There's a pretty blue. We might use that. Okay, so we have that. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm going to set it aside. Put this back over here. Okay, now I need, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's first do this. So this is our base. And we need it to be, I think we said 4.5. I'm just going to cut. I don't even know if you can see that. It might be off. My phone went through an update and now I'm missing calls. I have checked my volumes. My volumes say everything is good to go. I'm going to just rip that all the way because I'll probably make 2. And then other weird things. So I'm hoping that this video works well because I don't know, something's going on with it. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just for this one, I'm just going to put it on here. And I'm going to sew around it. Well, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll show you how I do my secret. And my secret one. I'm going to leave a little bit of fun up there. And then a little bit of fun down here. Not too much because I want it to still fit and not be too long. So this one will be mainly the picture that it is. Okay. So this flip, will mainly be like this. I should have brought a little iron over or something, but I think we'll make do. Okay, now this is... You can obviously do however you want, but this is how I do my secret pocket so that you can put your secret messages in there. And then bring this over. Hopefully you can see it. And I don't sew the top. So I sew the bottom. Okay, give me a second here. I gotta see what I'm doing. Okay. I sew the bottom and I sew the side. Oh gosh. Just unplugged it. Yeah, I'm out of sorts from not doing a video for like a week, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna, and I think I will backstitch just a smidge. Okay. So I sew the bottom and the side that's not going to have the pocket. So this is going to have the pocket. I mean yeah, it's a pocket. I have got to go get my eyes checked. They're so bad. Okay, so there's that. Now the reason that I don't sew the top is only because I'm going to sew it anyways once I put some embellishments on it. So I'll set this back over here for a second. Okay. So see here, you have your little pocket right in there. Okay. So now we can put a few little things up here. Is there something here we want to use? You know, you could put a few little things if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to use that. I don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to just use some fabric here. But you wouldn't have to. You know, you don't have to. You can just do this. Make it your pocket. Okay, you know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to hold on to that. I think I am going to make a ruffle. I think I like this one better. It's a little bit more of a contrast and more of a surprise, so. There we go. Oops. Tearing it up over here. Okay. All right. Kind of smooth that out a little bit. If you get it all, you know, kind of set out the way you want it beforehand, it goes much quicker. But I didn't do that. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Okay, so I'm bringing this back over, this sewing machine back over. And I'm just going to kind of line that up a little bit. Just going to go back stitch just a smidge. Okay. Now this might be tricky because I'm going to put that down and lift up a minute, because typically when I ruffle, I don't have anything underneath. So I'm going to have to probably lift that foot quite often to get a ruffle going, which is fine. It takes a little bit more time. And I like the ruffles to be weird, not super even. Oops. Probably would have been easier to make the ruffle and then sew it or glue it on, but hindsight. Oh gosh. Okay. trying to shortcut while I'm doing this, and I should have shortcutted before I put it on the fabric, which we'll probably do for the next one. Just want to make sure I don't get my underneath pocket in the ruffling. Okay. That was much harder than it needed to be because I didn't do it ahead of time. I like to just kind of saw on it a little bit like that at the end, kind of as it frays. It's a little bit more fun. Okay, so let's put this aside. Okay, so that's it. That's very simple. Where's my book? Where's my journal? This is one of the journals that we'll be doing the giveaway. I think we'll just try to put it somewhere in the middle in case I don't do another one. There are some spots that have less interesting things, but that's going to be too big there. How about here? No, that's, I need a full page like this one because that has stuff on it. How about this one? Okay. We will put it right there. And where's my glue? And so I'm just gonna put glue here. Kind of smush it out a little bit. I'm not really putting more glue on, I'm just kind of using that bottle top to smush it out a little bit. Oh, when my granddaughter was doing her tie-dye, on the table, you know, the tie-dye ink or whatever you want to call it, it was kind of leaving like little teardrops of, not teardrops, but drops of, it wasn't sad, drops of ink or dye. And so I grabbed some copy paper and sopped it all up. So we'll see what that looks like. Okay, now I'm going to leave that to dry and then we'll come back and do the other part to it. Okay, so now let's do one more for the other journal. This one's a little bit shorter. So I'm going to go about right here because we can always use this little piece that I tear off for ruffling or something on something else. Okay. I'm sorry, I think I keep bumping heads. Okay. So this is just the base. Okay, that's going to be good. I'll just set that up here. So there's our base, and then I wanted to use some of Kathy Holden's fabric. It's very crooked. I could tear it, but this little piece, I think it would probably distort it so much, and I didn't want to iron it again. Okay, and then could do that. And I well, goodness. It's hard to... Okay. These are great pieces for making ruffles or putting something else in there in the journal. I haven't done this journal completely, you know, on a video because since I'm going to give them away, I wanted there to be some surprises. Okay, I don't mind that at all. I like it. Now, let's see. I had one more over here. What did I do with it? There it is. Let's see what we want to put on here. She would be very pretty, wouldn't she? I think she would. Okay, but I think what I'm going to do is double that base a little bit. Do I have enough? Yeah. So today my two youngest grandchildren, my youngest granddaughter and my youngest grandson, we left midday, about 10ish, and went garage sailing, which we did not find very many. So we decided to go to a little town that's about, I don't know, 10, 11 miles from our town, and see what was going on there. And we did find a garage sale, one, but they have a lot of neat little shops at this place, like little flea markets. So we roamed two flea markets, two little ones, and they were tuckered. So we headed on home or back to town, and decided to stop by Sonic and take advantage of their happy hour specials. Which, you know, is a delish opportunity. Joey should be coming home soon. I think my youngest daughter is going to come over tonight and watch a show with us. Something on Hulu that she's going to watch. And we said, oh, that sounds like a good show. And she's like, why don't we watch it together? And I'm like, yes. Okay, so again, what we're going to do is we're going to go just that L shape here. Back stitch. Can you even see that? Sorry. Okay. These scissors need sharpened. I use these, you've probably seen them a million times, these little green scissors for everything. Everything. So they are a little bit, they're a little bit sad on the cutting. I think I'm going to take that down just a little bit. Oh, I had some digitals piled up over on the next to me here, and they just fell. Well, oh, I threw that away. That's good for a tag. Okay, there's that. That's our little pocket. Okay, so this is going to go here. Let's take this off so we don't forget. Could leave it on, and I don't know why you would. You might as well just print it on paper. I was going to say you could write on the back, but I don't know why you would. Put this here. I'll make sure when I sew across I catch everything. That there, and maybe I'm trying not to make it too feminine because it really doesn't you know, it's really not, but I think it's nice to put a little bit of lace. You know what I just realized? I made this one the size of the little one, which is the modern book, and I made the mountains the size of the other one, which is the prairie one. So I did it backwards, but it'll still be nice, I think. Do I have something else I want to put here? No, I'm not sure I like the lace. Maybe we'll do the lace like that. Yeah, that's cute. I think this would be really cute on there somewhere. But okay. All right, let's hit it. So now I'm just going to close it up. Make sure I get all the layers to close up that top of the pocket. Okay. I might make more of these, but I wanted you to get the gist of it all. And now what we'll do is I'll put this aside for now. Okay. And that's a little crooked. Oh no, there you go. Okay, put these aside for now. All right, so this one is glued in. Let's find a quick spot for this one. I mean, it doesn't have, I guess, I mean, I would love to wear that, so it wouldn't have to be prairie girl. If I can find a spot. Oh, this is a good spot. Well, I was going to say it's a good spot. It could have been a good spot, but it's an old paper where something was glued on it. So, okay, right here. You can have the pocket open either side, but I had glued it this side, so I think I need to have it to where you can easily slide stuff in. Okay. So while I glue this, I'll take this opportunity to say, hi, Gayle. Hi, Joey. Thank you for this wonderful kit. Echoes of Montana, or Mountain. I need to look that up. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and then but I've got the kit right here, so we'll look it up. But anyways, thank you guys for such a beautiful kit. Fun and different, you know. Okay, let's see what it's called. Well, here's the collage paper. Mountain Echoes. Mountain Echoes. But it has a second. Mountain Echoes. Reflections of Montana. Okay, so let's let that dry for a second. Okay, so this one I would like to make something to go in there. Now you could put like a journal card. You could, whatever you want to put in there. I am going to, I'm looking for some, oh, here it is. I don't know if that's what I want. Oh, here it is. Okay. All these. Yes, I think I hear Joey home. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these down. I think that one's probably okay. that one's okay. Save that one for the skinnier one. That'll be okay. Might be a little long, I'll have to check that. Yeah, it's a little long. Alrighty. Oh, I was going to make a pocket out of this, but I did not, so we'll use it. And then let's use this paper. Or we go this way. How about we go this way? Okay. I think I'll take a little bit off of this one. Okay, have that. I'm just going to give it a couple of little staples. This is handy, so I'm just going to use this little tiny attacher here. I have my other one over here across the desk, but I'd have to reach too far. Okay, now I'm going to just make a topper. And I just love that wood. Let's use that. Tried to use it with the fabric, but it didn't work out. Okay. Yeah. And I do not have my distress ink with me. It's still packed from craft day the other day at my church, and then I just got so busy I just didn't unload. Let's see how big we need that. Okay. But I think what I'm going to do is I have my walnut stain here. I think I'm just going to brush it. It's a little messier, but then I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm going to have to use this because all of my glue is packed. And this needs cleaned so bad. Okay. Woo! Seeping everywhere. Perfect. I'm going to let that dry for a second. Kind of roll off all that extra glue. Okay. Now I'll clean that bottle up. All right. We have this. We're going to slide it right in here. This will be our secret. This is our super secret journaling spot because this is our secret journaling spot. But this will be our super secret. I love it. I'll make the other one and slide it in that one. And I love that one too. So hopefully if you are the subscriber that gets one of these, you'll get a treat with another one that's in here. I'll make those later. Okay, gosh, thanks everybody for hanging with me. I hope you'll give this a try with the fabric, you know, using your printer. And I have an inkjet. Let's see, Eco inkjet. I think that's what I have, inkjet printer. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and we want you to know you're so loved. And we'll see you in the next video, everyone. Bye-bye.